Hello, my name is Carole. Welcome to my sewing room. I'm really sorry, but I've made a couple more of these. New Look 6217. I just keep repeating myself, don't I? But they do look different and I can't wait to show you. So this is #Friday Sews, and we have to thank the lovely Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Well, we don't have to thank her, but we want to thank her every week for creating such a marvellous sewing community. We can all publish under this #Friday Sews, and you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a bit of chat. It's just sewing room chat about what we've been sewing, making, buying, not sewing, ups and downs of the sewing world. That's what you'll find here. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're new, you are welcome. Here we are in the sewing room, and I just want to say an update on last week. Now, I showed this lovely quilt top that hadn't been finished that I picked up in a charity shop. I will say I've done nothing with it. I'm not going to be doing anything now for a few weeks because I'm actually on holiday. But I just want a quick update because so many of you give me some wonderful ideas, particularly talking about these folded triangles. Yes, what you are right, you could do cathedral window, I think you said it to me. I'm not going to be doing that, and I show you why. For this, for example, whoever made this obviously didn't have that intention, because when you start to, if you did curve them, can you see how you got the raw edge of the applique? So that is kind of what I've surmised, that she really didn't intend for that to be turned back because of these applique. But thank you so much for all your suggestions. I've taken them all on board and I've written them down, and I'm going to revisit this. It's a really nice wintry autumn project, isn't it, really? So I'll come back to that. So what have I been sewing this week? I have been ridiculously busy in the sewing room this week. A few things I can't show you because they are some gifts for some lovely people that I'm hoping to meet in a couple of weeks' time. I have made a start on the dress that I needed to make for my daughter. So she needs this the week that we come back from holiday on the Thursday. So I know as much as I can get done, I have done. So it is a dress I'm constructing out of all I've done in the time before is to draw around a store-bought dress for her and recreate it. Now it had to be some kind of like Halloween-y theme. It's got to match a pair of Disney ears she got. Apparently she's meant to look like a candy sweet or something, which is sort of white, orange and yellow. Candy corn or something. Candy corn, I think that's what she said it was. So it's bright colours. Now I've made a good start on it. She's kind of tried it on in pieces today. It's going to have a frilled sleeve, as you can see. She's got one on in the photo. We've decided it's going to have a belt, and all we did was put a scrap bit of fabric around the waist to see if that improved the look a bit. And it's got, of course, the embroidery across the chest. So I'm not going to show you that today because I don't want to show you anything that's not finished, but I will just put the photo up of her just trying it on. I was really pleased with the 3 embroideries I got. I did that on my brother embroidery machine. I'm now starting to actually download, rather than go to Etsy, I'm starting to download embroidery designs from the Brother Art Spira app. And when I get back from holiday, I'm going to talk more about that actually, and why I've swapped from Etsy to Brother Designs. But yeah, I was really pleased with those 3 designs, and it's getting there. Just needs a bit of tweaking. I've changed my mind. I dragged out the half-made dress to show you because I wanted to just show you a bit closer up the embroidery, because no doubt when I get back you won't see this again because my daughter will have worn it. But I got this Mickey holding a pumpkin, the Happy Halloween, and a Minnie on a broomstick. So as you can see, lots to be done with this. I've got to add the frill on the sleeve. I've got to add the belt to make it a bit better, and it needs a neckband. And then she's happy with it. if I have time, I'll embroider some more bats or something on the bottom, but I don't think I'm going to have time. But so I just thought I'd show you that because I felt a bit mean I didn't show you. So now we're on to the New Look 6217. I have to say, this pattern, I know I talk about it all the time, but if you have a pattern that you can run something very quickly up and then kind of adapt it to look different, then why keep buying more patterns? That's my excuse. So this was version number 1. Now last week I showed you this. It was a top from a store called Fat Face. I have been in love with this fabric all summer long. It's a viscose chalet and it's kind of raised, it's got kind of bumps with strawberries on it. I absolutely love that. I bought a large size and I wanted to cut it down into a top that kind of suits me better. The top was very big, very blousy, big drapey back, and I know that doesn't work for me. So I bought a big one, it was in the sale, and I chopped it down. What I did actually want to make with it was this, and I wanted to make this version here. If I could have got the sleeves, I was going to do the sleeves, that one there, but I couldn't. The reason I didn't make this pattern is because how I store my patterns is all the envelopes are on their own in binders, and all the pieces and the instructions are in these drawers, in their light brown envelopes, all there, like that. Could I find this one? No, absolutely not. I have gone through the 3 drawers in there and I cannot find this pattern anywhere. The only thing I'm thinking is about 18 months ago, I think I changed my sewing room around. These all used to be under a double bed. Whether I lost it somehow at that point, I don't know. But I couldn't. So I couldn't make it. So there we go. Had to get out 6217. Now, I will say though, I was quite short on fabric. But I am so pleased with the results. And I know it's plain, but I absolutely love it. And this is what I wanted. I've done self bias binding on there, managed to get some pieces together. This is just narrow hemmed. The bottom is narrow hemmed as well. Thread. I had to, this is very difficult to show you, so I'm going to take it off and show you something. I think I took a photo, but when I was cutting out, I had like a triangular chunk that I was short of on fabric, no matter how I alter things about. So what I had to do in the end was kind of add a little bit extra, but you will never know. So on the edge of this sleeve is an extra triangle of fabric. You see? I can barely find it myself, but you can if you look inside. Yeah, so I just had to add a triangle piece of fabric. I try to pattern match as much as I can, which is why you can't see it. It's the same this side, but it was a much smaller piece. Obviously, once all the seam allowances have gone into it, you could barely see it. But I'm so pleased with this. I'll show it to you. But I'm really happy, and yes, I need to sort that thread out. So the second one I made, because I made 2 of these this week, also I'm really, really pleased with. So I had this piece of pink jersey. I ordered lots of jersey recently from Minerva, and this was a colour that came slightly different to what I thought. And I know it's not marvellous for me, but I wanted another kind of loose t-shirt for the holiday rather than being tight, because I know it's going to be warm where we're going. So I made up the 6217 in t-shirt format, put the neckband on like that, and I put an embroidery on the front. And the reason I put embroidery on the front is because I know this colour doesn't really suit me. You'll see me modelling it on the side, but I managed to get, again from the Brother Art Spirit app, a lovely daisy, and you know I absolutely love daisies, so I put that on the front, so hopefully the attention will be drawn to that rather than how kind of wishy-washy the colour looks on me. So pleased with that t-shirt. So that pattern not only makes a brilliant top for me, it makes a brilliant t-shirt as well. and that's the versatility of it. I will just say it does have a back seam. It's meant to have a back seam with a back enclosure. I don't bother to put it on anymore because I literally just pull the thing over my head, whether it be jersey or woven. I don't need that. So 2 6217s. Earlier this week I put out my latest pattern and fabric Wheel of Fate results, and this was the result. It was a real surprise win. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put the link down below in the description box, maybe even put a card up. But I don't know about you, I always forget to click on the cards, or I'm scared to click on the cards in case it takes me off the video, but I have been told on good authority it doesn't. But it was the Aileen blouse by Jennifer Lauren Handmade, and this was a pattern I got free in a magazine a long time ago, which caused me a few problems. But you can see that in the video when I talk about it. But I'm really pleased with this. It's made quite an autumnal blouse. It's got a nice kind of elasticated, very free flowing, and it has this square neckline, which I've never made before, and I will certainly be making again because I didn't think it would work for me, and it really does. So that was the video I put out this week. What am I wearing today? I'm actually wearing a longer sleeve top because it's been really chilly and miserable here today. I'm filming this Thursday night and it has drizzled and rained all day and it has had a cold edge. So I dug out this kind of longer sleeve tee, and I think it's the Fran knit top by Stylark, but I will check on that. It's just a knit top. It's got kind of a scooped hem, but it's got, this is all in one, which is weird, and then you've got the seam here on the back. You've got a sort of separate seam here, which works really well on floral kind of busy prints, but I wouldn't do it on a plain. But this was one I made a couple of times. I actually really liked it. It's quite spacious in the front, and yeah, I really liked this. So yeah, I dug that out today, but I will check which Stylark pattern it was because I can't quite remember. Something I did, now I don't make plans videos, but I'm going to give you an idea of something that I will be making when I come back, just so you do come back to me. Can you remember a while ago, and I think it was back in March, I bought this fabric from a trip to America from Joann's. It was this ready quilted fabric. My intention was at the time to, it does not work with this top, does it? My intention was at the time to make a spring jacket. That never happened. I even got myself the Tamarack jacket by Grainline Studio, bought the pattern. In reality, I don't think I'm ever going to wear this. The reason being is because if you wear a jacket in the UK, it's most likely going to rain. There are very few days where you can go out with a jacket or need a jacket and it's not raining. So I just thought, I just never got around to it. And I thought, come on, you've got to do something with it. And I just happened to be on, listen to me, the Love Notions website. So I just happened to be on there and I came across the Oakley vest. I think this would fit the bill much more for me. So I have downloaded the pattern, haven't done anything with it yet, but I'm thinking something like this I would actually wear inside when I got cold, or as a layer underneath a waterproof jacket or something. So I think when I get back, this is going to be one of my first projects. Looks fairly simple. Do you know what I'm probably going to do? And I know this is sacrilege, but I'm going to put the flower on the inside. I'm going to make it navy, and then you'll just see, say on a bit of the collar, you might see a bit of the flower. The reason being is for exactly the same reason actually as I've just held it up. Most of my clothing is patterned, and it's, if I had this, it's just going to fight with it. So it's got the navy, that will be much more wearable for me, but obviously you will see a touch of it here, and might do something with the pockets, so just so you can see a bit of that. But that is going to be one of my autumn plans, and I'm not a plans girl, but I really felt I ought to tell you that I do have things in mind, so do come back to me. Yeah, so that was the Love Notions Oakley vest, all printed, no issues, layers done. Very pleased with myself. Now, obviously, now I've just got to make it. As I said before, I've had an absolute manic week. I've been trying to pack in a lot of things in 1 week, as well as going out most days with the grandchildren, because my daughter's had the week off. So I'm trying to balance two things and do a lot in here, packing for holiday, etc. We are away on Saturday for 2 weeks, and I have to say that I will not be putting out any videos out while I'm away, so you can have a lovely 2-week break from me. The reason being is, where we're going in America, I know for certain we are very rarely going to get a phone signal. And if I put a video out, obviously I want to chat with you all in the comments, and I'm just not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to take a step back, take a 2-week break. I hope you don't mind. I hope you agree it's probably the sensible thing to do. And then I will come back all fresh and full of ideas when I come back. Now, of course, I'm going to America, and normally I take a big suitcase because I'll probably bring some fabrics back and patterns. I will say, I'm saying this in advance, I'm probably not going to bring much fabric back with me this time. That's not to say I won't be popping into a Joann's when I see one, because they're just too tempting, or a Hobby Lobby. But I don't think I need any fabrics at the moment, and I certainly don't need any patterns. If I see some kind of autumny knit fabric, then I will buy it, because that's what I'm after now. Obviously, I've got some jerseys, I've got all sorts of things like that, but I haven't got the kind of knit fabrics. So if I do bring some stuff back, it will only be, well, this is what I say. Let us see in a couple of weeks when I come back and what I actually did buy. I mean, if there's a pattern sale when I'm around and I happen to be going past a Joann's, then it'd be a different story, I'm sure. But that is my intention, to be a good girl and not spend loads of money. One of the things we did this week, which actually was quite funny, I'm going to put loads of photos in at the end, because my daughter and I took my grandsons on the Swanage Railway in Dorset. It's not far from us. Steam railway down to a little seaside town and then back again. So it was brilliant. We had great fun. The boys absolutely loved the steam train. I'd taken my oldest grandson there a few years ago, but the little one hadn't been on it. So they absolutely loved it. Now, when we went down to Swanage, we went into the amusement arcades, as you do. I'm pretty sure you have them across the world. So, you know, the 2p slots where you got the things going like this and we did some little games and things, and you won tokens. So after a while, we've got, a kind gentleman gave us a whole stream of tokens, so we had about 397 tokens, and really we needed 400 so the boys could equally have 200 more to spend. I mean, they weren't going to get hardly anything with that 200, but so I said, hang on here, I'll just nip off, do something, win a couple more to bring it up to the 400. So I left my daughter waiting by the counter. So I went off, put £1 in a machine. It was a kind of a wheel of fortune thing, and all I had to do was like pull the wheel. I won the jackpot. It was hilarious. I had won 1,400 tokens. So this machine did not stop spitting out these tokens. They were going all over the floor. I was desperately trying to pick them all up. And in the end, I was messaging my daughter going, help me. And she came over and she was just in hysterics. And she did take a little bit of filming, and I'm going to put that here because I just, in the background, while I'm trying to roll up all this like tape everywhere, is the circus theme tune. I can't remember the actual proper name of this classical piece of music, but it's the sort of music. So I have that in the back of my mind, and I'm desperately trying to wangle up all these tokens. Oh my word, it was so funny. Well, of course, the boys just thought it was the best day ever. So we took all the tokens up and they got 2 decent toys with it. It was just crazy. I couldn't believe my luck. Very funny. I'm going to put some photos in, as I said, at the end. The best thing being about the steam train for my oldest grandson is he's just started reading all the Harry Potter books. And we got one of those carriages like on the Harry Potter train. So he was thrilled because he seems to think he's Harry Potter now, especially as he wears glasses as well. So we were in this carriage and it was great. And the boys just loved looking out the window. It was so much fun. I'm going to miss them these next 2 weeks, I assure you. Well, that's all my chit chat and gossip and what I've been up to this week. I do hope you have a lovely couple of weeks. I will miss you all, and you can always check back on my old Friday sews if you feel like it. If you're not subscribed, I would love you to join my little group. That would be amazing. And obviously hit the like button if you like my content, because that's just kind of a thank you to me to know I'm doing the right sort of things for you. So thank you again. I will see you very soon, and have a wonderful couple of weeks. Lots of sewing because I'm not going to be able to sew at all. I don't even think I've got any craft projects to take with me this time. So my fingers are going to be at a loose end. So we'll have to play some card games or something. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate your time and see you all soon. Bye-bye for now.